Good afternoon, Gate City Scholars. It's Miss S coming to you from my kitchen today. I thought that doing this lesson from my home would be the perfect place to film today because what we are doing for our lesson is we are going to be creating still life drawings, quarantine edition, because like many of you, I have been here at home for the past since March 13th due to the coronavirus. And I have seen lots of things in my everyday life, lots of the same things in my everyday life because I don't leave the house. And I'm sure it's the same thing for a lot of you all too, as well at home. So we are going to be doing still life drawings, quarantine edition. And you may be asking yourself, what is a still life? Well, a still life is a drawing of an object or two or three that you draw completely as is. You're not drawing from a photograph, but you're drawing from real life. So if you see an object sitting on the table, then you draw the object as is. There's no special effects. It's just drawing at its purest form, okay? But with still life drawings, you can assemble your objects and put them in a certain way. That's okay. But other than that, that is all you're doing, okay? So, what you will need for these still life drawings is you will need a piece of paper. You will need something to draw with, such as pencils. And you will need an eraser. And for later on, if you would like to add color to your still life, then have a material that you can add color with. So that can be colored pencil, crayon, or even marker. And of course, you're going to want 4 to 5 objects around the house that you've seen every single day since March 13th. So for example, what I have right in front of me is I have a speaker, I have a mask, I have a water glass because I've been drinking a lot of water staying at home, and I have a roll of paper towels. Okay, so these are all objects I have seen every single day since March 13th. Okay, so let's take 5 minutes, go collect your materials. Just a quick recap, you're going to need paper, you're going to need a pencil, something to draw with, an eraser, I think I forgot to mention that before, and something to add color to your drawing. So that could be crayons, color pencil, or markers. And let's meet back in 5 minutes. Hi friends, back so soon. That's great because now we can jump right in. Alright, so now that you have your objects, let's take some time to assemble your objects, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take your objects, you're going to lay them out on the table like so. So, like I said, I have a paper towel, glass, mask, and spoon. Once you have your quarantine objects assembled the way you like it, you're going to take a moment and look at what you have done. You're going to make note of which object is the tallest, which object did you put in the back, because what we are going to be doing is, with the still life, is we are going to be starting from the back and moving our way forward, okay? But before we can begin drawing, we do use our objects, the objects we have chosen. Are they just floating in midair? No, they're not floating. They're sitting on a table or a counter or the floor. They're not floating. Objects don't float. What we're going to be doing is you're going to take a straight edge, so that can either be a ruler or an object that has a straight edge. And if you don't have a straight edge, take one moment to pause your video and go find yourself a straight edge. It can be a book, it can be a ruler, it can be anything that just has a straight edge. So take one moment and meet me back here. Alright, so once you have your straight edge, you're going to place your straight edge about halfway on your paper. So about a third to halfway, so maybe about right there. And then you're going to draw a straight line. That's it. There we go. We have our straight edge that is going to act as the horizon line, which is going to create a focal point for our objects to sit on. Okay. So once you have your straight edge, you're going to then choose the farthest object in the back of your still life that you have chosen. And for me, the tallest object that I have, or the object that I have the farthest away from me, is my paper towels. So what I'm going to be doing is I will be sketching out the outline of my paper towels. So my paper towel is a tall cylinder shape. So I'm going to be creating two parallel lines like that. And that is the outline of our paper towels, right? And right now it just kind of looks like two straight lines, doesn't it? But don't worry, we will make this look more like a paper towel. Alright, now that you've drawn your object, which mine is a paper towel, you're going to then go back and connect the lines together to make your object look more like your object. So with me, I'm going to draw the top of my paper towel, which is like big old cylinder. And that right there already gives my object even more form. Okay, it's looking more like a paper towel already. And then I'm going to draw a curved line at the bottom to connect the two lines, because if we didn't add anything on the bottom, it would just be two endless lines, right? But the reason I didn't draw a straight line is because it would kind of take away from the movement that we are trying to create in our still life, okay? And now that you've drawn your first object, you're going to move on to your second object, which to me, the second farthest object away from me would be my water glass. So I'm going to, just like my paper towel, draw the shape of my outline of my glass first. So I'm going to be drawing two slanted lines because my glass is a little bit slanted like that. And I'm going to hold off on drawing the bottom because I know that my mask covers the bottom of my glass. So I'm just going to focus on the top. So right now, just like with my paper towel, I'm going to draw a cylinder shape at the top to create the lip of my glass. Alright, and then moving on to the mask, because the mask covers the bottom of my paper towel, I'm going to start by drawing the top and bottom of my mask, like that. And then once I have the top and bottom of my mask, I'm going to connect the two lines together like this. And this is the body of my mask. And then of course you have your little ties your little loopies at the end of your mask to make sure your mask stays on. So you're going to draw that. And actually, let's see, just like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, remember? And then, once we have our mask, you're going to then draw the shape of your fourth item. And for me, my fourth and closest item to me, the item that is in the foreground of my drawing, is my speaker. And my speaker is the shape of a square. So I'm just going to draw the shape of a square like this. There we go. And now we've drawn the outline of all of our objects. And now this is a good chance for you to go back in and erase all your lines. Any line that is going through one of your objects you want to erase, because our objects are in front of the horizon line. And hopefully you've drawn with a light enough hand so when you erase, you don't see the lines too badly. But if you did, that's okay. We can work with that. All right, there we go. Do we see any more horizon lines through our objects? I don't see any more, so that must mean we did a pretty good job erasing, right? So now this is our time to go in with a heavier and harder hand, which means our lines are we're going to make our lines be a little bit darker. And you're going to go back in and emphasize, darken the lines that you want to show up. So go in and darken the shapes that you really want to pop out, right? So for example, the lip of my glass appears a little darker on one side than the other. So I'm going to darken this lip to really help my glass give that 3D effect, right? So just like that. And then I'm going to go in and darken the lines of my water bottle just a little bit. And of course, darken the lines of our mask because our mask is looking a little, now it's popping out. All right. Now, this is a good chance for you to go back in and add some detail. Add like the small little details because details in a drawing is key, especially to still life. So as you'll notice with the paper towels that I have, it has a unique little pattern. So I did the same, created the same pattern on my paper towels, that paper towel drawing, right? So by creating a unique pattern on your still life objects, that is making them look that much closer to the real life object that you are drawing from. Okay? And let's see. Just like that. And it's also important to continue emphasizing lines along the way. Whenever you see outlines on your object that you think should stand out on your paper, then go ahead and do that. Because every step that you take in this drawing is going to make it look more and more like a still life, right? And same with the speaker. The speaker, I noticed that the speaker has a circle in the middle. And let's see, what else could we do to make your object look more like this object? Well, for the speaker, for example, what I can do is create a bunch of little dots to represent these speaker holes, right? So at this stage, you're really just going in, darkening all the lines that you want to darken to help your object pop out. You're going in and adding more details, such as speakers. You're adding patterns to your object that are on your objects. And you can even begin adding color, okay, to help your objects come to life, right? And then another thing you can do is add color or just some sort of darkness to represent that your objects are sitting at something, okay? Just like this. By just adding some sort of darkness to the bottom half of your table will represent, or bottom half of your picture will represent the table, okay? And then once you're finished, you can, like all artists, sign the bottom half of your drawing. Alright, so keep in mind that these are two pretty different drawings. One is black and white, and one has color. Alright, which one do you think looks more complete? The black or white, or the one with color? I say this one looks a little bit more complete, wouldn't you? And so, offline, I highly encourage you to go in and add color to your drawing, because color will really tie in your entire drawing that you just worked on, okay? But because we don't have much more time left for this lesson, I am going to leave it up to you guys to complete your drawings by adding color once we have come to an end in this video, okay? And yeah, I think that's what we have. And when you're done with your drawings, it is very, very, very important that you take time to take a photo of your drawing, either with your phone or your Chromebook, upload that photo to Google Drive, and attach it to your assignment before you turn in your assignment. So that way I can see what you have created and then give you credit for your assignment. Because if I can't see a photo of your art, then I cannot give you credit or a completion grade for your art, which would be very sad because I know that every single one of you will work very hard on this assignment. So remember to take a photo and attach a photo to your assignment when you have completed it, so that I can see it and admire all of your wonderful art, okay? All right.